What's up? What's up? Good morning, fellas. How are we doing today? It's another happy, bright, sunny good morning day in PokeMMO. What's up? What's up, fellas? I got a few things to talk about today. Number one, a few market things that I just want to go ahead and check over / look over. Anniversary chest. It is a good day to be an anniversary chest investor, which I think this is my personal, don't make investment advice or decisions off this. I think anniversary chests are literally my personal favorite investment in PokeMMO. It just screams interest. It was obviously, there was a 10-year anniversary event in PokeMMO, for those who don't know, back in 2022. So 2 years ago, around the summertime, around June/July, right? And they were like, oh yeah, this event was so cool. It brought in alpha starter Pokemon. It just felt really fun. It felt very PokeMMO themed. It felt very custom, etc., etc. They were like, oh yeah, this went so well. We're going to do these every year. They haven't come back. They missed 2023. They missed 2024. So there was only ever one anniversary event for an event that was supposed to return, which is very funny. So I love this investment. Someone bought it out aggressively, doing quite well. Next up, 2012s. I haven't checked today, but they got bought up semi-recently and spiked up to 360k or so base price, and have now gone back down to around 260k, which makes sense. They're adjusting after a buyout, which is good to see. It's not just being inflated and you're not, you don't have a chance to buy them anymore or collect 2012s if you're so interested. I love 2012s. I think 2012s I don't recommend as much as an investment. I mean, I like them personally, but like, it's more of like a, hey, if they're a collectible thing for you, and then also they can be an investment, then sure, but mostly buy them for collective personal reasons. Today's plans, I want to finish XP training this Garchomp that I bred like 2 streams ago, and XP trained a little bit off stream, but then level 86. We also have those 2 Tyrannitars. These are the Pokemon that I special defense EV trained and trained all these. So we have 2 level 100 T-Tars and a level 100 Garchomp to finish leveling. I'm going to be starting things off today with my gym rerun, which is going to require me to go ahead and buy an amulet coin. So let's go ahead and pick one of those up. And then also, I have a few listings sold. But my Pokemon, it's nice the Hippo sold. That sold actually right before stream started, which is nice. We have a lot of items being sold, etc., etc. I'm going to be honest, Pokemon are slow selling. Everything from Golbat, Zweilice, not this Mamoswine, but Golbat, Zweilice, and then everything from like Togepi. Yeah, everything from Golbat, Zweilice, and then Togepi onward, and then down here. This is all stuff bred during this challenge, bred for profit, etc., etc. And it's not selling super quickly. However, it's day 9. I always tell new players and players, hey, like, if stuff that doesn't sell, don't panic. You should never cancel a listing early. I'm panicking a little more than I normally would because I'm on a time crunch. I have to make this money before October 31st. And I know that players are being a little more stingy than usual, rightfully so, because I suggest them to. It's good. You want to save your Pokeyen. You want to hold on to it heading into event season. You want to make sure you have a lot of capital to have that flexibility during the Halloween events, during the Christmas event coming up. Event season is tough because you want to make as much Pokeyen as possible before event season, right? Because once event season hits, once October 31st hits, then you have, okay, you play all of the Halloween event, right? Like a ton of hours, right? And then you only have like less than 2 months. Let's say the event ends like November 10th-ish, November 15th, 14th-ish, like 7 to 14 days or whatever, 1 to 2 weeks. Well, now you only have a month and a half to save up enough Pokeyen again, well, more so less than that, for the Christmas event. So it's like you want to prep as much as possible prior to event season really kicking into gear, because once it kicks in, you cannot say, oh my god, please, like, slow down, hold up event season, like, I need a break. Like, no, like, if you want to be efficient, you want to play the game right, you got to be the first. So prepping as much as possible before the first event even starts is so important. Okay, we had a couple good questions in chat that I wanted to answer as sort of a, boom, bullet point. Someone said, is it worth to sell sealed product on day 1? So selling the, like, loot boxes day 1 of the event. Absolutely, yes. That's like when you want to sell them the most, in my opinion. I actually have a video called PokeMMO Event Economics 101 that basically, I bring up MS Paint as I usually do, and I basically do a graph of like, okay, day 1, everything spikes out of excitement. You want to sell everything for the first like 3 days or so, and then as things trickle down, it almost goes like this, boo, and then boo. Like, depends on certain things. Like nothing is a for sure when it comes to markets ever. But Generally, things are super cheap day one. Most things on average are super cheap day one and into day 3 or so. And as supply starts to increase, they start to go down. And then as the event comes to an end, FOMO panic comes into play and everybody starts buying things out, etc., etc. Now, that's just for the general, that's for like loot boxes and general stuff. Certain things will have different price trends. A good example is like the ultra rare every single year has like a couple different price trends, right? The ultra rare vanity could come out and be 10 mil and be like, oh my god, this is actually too cheap. There's so few of them. Boom, up to 30 mil. Like sometimes the ultra rare will spike up to like 30 mil. Sometimes it'll spike down to like 1 mil, right? It really just depends on supply and demand, and you can't really, it's hard to predict that. That was the first question. That was a great question. So will you be doing this after Halloween to get cash for Christmas event? I won't be doing like a full rebuild series similar to this, but I'll be casually making some more Pokeyen. But hopefully I prepare enough to where I won't be scrambling that much post Halloween event. Just realized how pretty shiny Execute is. That's a great shiny. I was going to buy some goodie bags, but decided to watch your videos, and I think I'll pass. Why can goodie bags be a good investment? Is there a chance of something rare? Yeah, all the loot boxes pretty much give you a chance of vanities. Rare. It's all gambling for the most part. It is all gambling. Technically, if sealed product reaches a price low enough, you can actually profit from opening it. But honestly, like if it reaches like 4K per goodie bag, the problem is it takes so long to go through and sell everything that still the time per Pokeyen probably isn't good in my opinion, but I could be wrong. We'll have to see. It depends what's in them and stuff, right? It depends on the price of the vanities and such. Sealed product, very cringe analogy, and I hate I am not a finance bro by any means, but sealed product essentially, I mean, it's the same thing as trading card. We'll do the trading card pack instead of like index fund or whatever analogy. Trading card packs, they go up in value in correlation to the cards in the set, right? The reason why, let me actually, sorry, one sec, as I play the game. The reason why Magic the Gathering Alpha packs are worth so much money is because there's Black Lotuses, and well, it's for a lot of reasons, but because there's Black Lotus in there. It's because there's, you know, the dual land. It's because there's Power 9, the Moxen, etc., etc. Also, the buyer's premium and people wanting that experience of that nostalgia. That's a whole nother thing, but like, generally, sealed product carries value based on how the other products do within it. It's basically just buying. It's a safer way to invest, right? You could invest in, potentially you could just invest in that one card or that one vanity and it do super well and you make a ton of money. There's even, it's higher risk, higher reward to invest in individual vanities, but buying a sealed product is like buying a collective. It's like buying a group of items, and generally when you buy a group of something in a market with like scarcity and such, they will slowly incline over time, but it obviously depends. It depends on when you buy them and such. I'm killing my own blouse, which is kind of funny, but this kind of worked out. So hopefully that explains it. Good questions. If you have any more questions about the Halloween event and event season, especially if it's your first event, I am all ears. It's a great time to ask. It's an overwhelming time for new players, and there's not much time to waste. You have so much to do, so I hope I can help as much as possible. Great questions. Yeah, dude, you guys are so right. So we're talking about like community projects in PokeMMO, and if you don't know, there's been some amazing PokeMMO resources come out over the years, man. I always talk about how back in early 2021, especially 2020, if you Googled questions for PokeMMO or looking for resources, there was almost nothing. It was a pretty waste field for terms of like guides and content. Some really good forum posts and some people trying their best, like Best Friends back in the day, the king of the forum guides, etc., etc. But there's websites now, things like PokeMMO Zone, right, which has a shiny leaderboard for players and a leaderboard for teams. If you aren't aware of it, they're working on more beyond just that as well on the website. Also, PokeMMO Hub, which has been around for a bit now, so I assume most players know about it. But if you don't know about it, please Google PokeMMO Hub. Fantastic website. If you're making investments in PokeMMO, it lets you like build a little portfolio. It's very nerdy. It's very cute. It tracks everything. It shows you. It's really awesome. They have a lot of other helpful tools. I use their cosmetic helper a ton for thumbnails, as well as like just checking out what cosmetics might look like in game. They have some other like investment stuff, checking the market, all price history. I really can't recommend PokeMMO Hub and PokeMMO Zone. We're so lucky to have such amazing people in the community who want to put effort into creating projects and literally just creating tools that help the players. That's all we can ask for. It's amazing. This is a good question. So if you want a specific vanity, should you just buy it straight up, or should you do a little gambling? This is a really easy answer. Buy it straight up. Same thing if you're familiar with the trading card game scene, you know this as well. Should you buy singles or should you buy packs? The answer is always buy singles. Always. Mathematically, in the long run, it is way more efficient, like almost 2 times or some shit. If you want to have fun, pay a little money to gamble, nothing wrong with it. Think of it as paying for entertainment. Don't think of it as, oh, like don't go into like a... If you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy, okay, I really want a white rabbit hat, right? A lucky white rabbit hat, right? That's like a shit ton of money. What's it called? Rabbit plush? White rabbit plush. Okay. I really want a white rabbit plush. Instead of just buying it for 47 mil, I'm gonna buy 47 mil worth of like loot boxes or whatever. And then what happens is you don't open it within those loot boxes, and then you feel like shit. And it's like, well, no, like don't set yourself up for failure when it comes to any sort of gambling, I guess, but especially opening limited product in PokeMMO. Don't set yourself up for failure. This is a unique situation and a great question. New player here, just finished my first region, Sinnoh. Should I move on to a next region or prepare for the event? This is a great question. A little bit of both. The more regions you have complete heading into a region, the more you'll be able to access. However, if you just have one region up to a certain point, you really do just want one region done to be able to access the Pumpking boss. That's like the big thing. Man, if I were to recommend a new player, I mean, I would try. The problem is you have to do both, right? I would try to save up a fair bit of Pokeyen, if possible. If it's like your first event, maybe try to make some investments, try to, etc. But if you have one region done, I would then go save somewhere between 2 to 10 million Pokeyen. If you're like new, like 2 to 10, maybe 2 to 5, whatever. And then you could go do another storyline if you have extra time, right? But I would try to save up some yen, either make some investments. But be careful. If you're a new player, you don't want to spend like all of your capital. If you save up to like 10 mil, I would only spend like 2 to 3 probably in the Halloween event to make investments, right? Like you don't want to like spend all of it, because you want to keep some to make more money later on, or make money during the event, as well as be able to have some more for the next upcoming events. And just, yeah, if you're a newer player, you probably have less assets, less other investments, less Pokemon, like etc. So you want to hold on to and spend responsibly. Do they release a vanity list before the event? No, they do not. And honestly, I think that's part of the fun. Now, I do wish the PokeMMO devs would communicate a lot of things more. This is not one of them. I like that heading into an event like this, everybody's like eyes are glued to the GTL. We're like checking the item list and like constantly refreshing, trying to see like what new vanities were added to the game by people opening up there, or you're sitting there opening up your sealed product trying to like get a vanity to see. It's like, it's really cool. Like discovering that for the first time is so fun. It is so much of the fun trying to see what all the new vanities are, see what was added. They add almost every single update. They add so much stuff in secret, and I think it's really cool. I honestly really enjoy that. Like I always say, like legendary Pokemon, like the roaming legendaries, were added in secret, which is one of the funniest things to me. Secret shinies were added in secret, right? That's hilarious to me until someone like found one. And didn't even know until they like sold it on the GTL or some shit. There's some really funny stuff that happens with updates, like they get snuck in. Okay, another quick little thing to share really quick with the community. I feel like information / quote-unquote news like this is important to share, but it's not always deserving of its own video, so stream recaps is where stuff like this goes. Someone basically made a post saying, hey, like, you can't revive fossils in Johto. Like, why is that? Like, we can't complete the Pokedex if we're like a Johto locked account or if you're only in Johto. And Rach was like, yep, this will be resolved next update. That's it. That's it. They're going to add the ability to pop fossils in Johto. I mean that's quote unquote it, but technically I don't know the Johto fossil popping location. If it's closer to a PC, it's possible we see the meta change. It's possible we see fossil popping change if it's better to pop fossils there, for example, versus in Sinnoh. Right now everybody goes to Sinnoh, and like the meta for like a shiny hunt like that changing would be pretty drastic. So we'll see if it's actually powerful, if it changes anything, or if it's just a new place you can pop your fossils if you want to. This is an interesting question. Would you want a list with percentage chances for dropped items from sealed products? I mean, I would. Like, more information is amazing, but I honestly wouldn't want it like day one of. I think maybe let like a week pass or some shit like per event. I think that'd be, this is all through theoreticals. I don't think the devs would ever do this honestly, but I like the idea of like a week passing and doing it. I think day one it's fun to discover things. Pokemon is one of the few games that like doesn't tell their players like what everything's going to be, and you have to like kind of discover it, and the community is small enough to where you have that chance to discover it on your own, and I think it's a lot of fun. people always say like that there, there's positives and negatives to every different era in gaming. But if you ever wanted to revisit the era of trying to discover something in a game without like an online guide existing for it immediately, I think stuff like that is really fun. Like those, I think it's fun. So I think having that chance in PokeMMO is great. So maybe like a week or so after, it was the same with legendary rates, right? Like we still don't have the rate for legendary Pokemon. That's kind of crazy to me, right? That's kind of wild and unfortunate. Kind of unfortunate, right? I would have loved to see that like 3 months after. My goal was like, okay, let them do like each month for each legendary, like 3 months or whatever. And then after everybody's had like its own first month rotation, okay, go ahead and release the drop rate. They still haven't done that, which is kind of unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Maybe hopefully one day. Why are there two different types of sealed product, like Goodie bag and Pumpking bag? What's the difference? The difference is the quality of things that drop, right? So like Goodie bags just drop lower quality stuff. And the Goodie bags drop less vanities and cannot drop the ultra rare. Usually the ultra rare vanity only comes from the higher end. So like the Santa presents versus the Xmas presents, or the Pumpkin Goodie bag versus the normal Goodie bag. So keep that in mind with whenever you want to open or invest into. Alrighty, now that our gym rerun is over, we're up to almost 4.5 mil. Pretty happy to see that. We're gonna go ahead and delete the gym rerun off our to-do list. I do want to test some fossil farming today. I also want to level up some of these Pokemon. I've got my Garchomp up to level 93 now, and then both those T-Tars up to around 96 or so. And I do want to focus on, I want to talk about this. I do want to start focusing on, I mentioned it vaguely earlier, focusing on pure yen money-making methods or item-based methods. Like things like fossils. Item stuff sells pretty quickly in comparison to Pokemon at times, but it really depends. I think I'm just going to head over to Sinnoh. I'm going to go watch my old fossil farming guide. It might not be the most efficient strat, but I want to see what's changed, what it looks like, and see if I can do that strat nowadays and how much money I can make per hour possibly. So let's head over to, I think I did it in Sinnoh before to go for like skull fossils. This was back when I made this guide when I started my Cranidos hunt, which is very funny. I'm going to pick up my BRELOOM and we'll test some fossil farming. Is repeating a food take for content cringe? I'm pretty sure I've already given this food take, but I'm so strong in this one, we'll go ahead and give it. Subway is like unbelievably mid. It's not necessarily bad. The problem is, why would you ever go out to eat and then get something mid, right? I'd rather just eat at home versus get Subway, right? Why would you ever go out to eat, spend that money, and then get something that's like mediocre? Well, it's not worth it, right? Subway, people always say, how could it, hey, you made the sandwich, dude, how could it be bad? If you lay out ingredients, right, and you have like dog poop, horse poop, fucking human poop, like fucking underwear, like used toilet, like I don't know, like you make a shit sandwich. If you lay out shit, you get shit. Like Subway is just so mediocre. Like there's not enough flavor, there's not enough interesting. The toppings are just so bland. It's all unseasoned. The most seasoned thing is the fucking Italian herb bread. Like they have some good ingredients, but it's never enough. They don't put enough salt. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just, Subway is just always mediocre. It's always bland. It's always not enough. It's always 10 ounces of meat. It's expensive. You're paying like $14 at this point for a sub. Maybe there's some like coupons or like good deals, which are maybe make it more worth. But like I'm a Subway hater. Okay, what can I say? I'm on Firehouse subs gang, or Jersey Mike's is really good, but it's so expensive. Me and my wife will like split a giant sub, and then it'll be like our go-to or whatever. I think Firehouse might be my favorite though. Firehouse sub gang. I made a video recently talking about, or not even me talking about, but just going over Rach's and the devs' arguments. Nice skull fossil, nice. For why they won't add legendaries to the game. And I wanted to expand on that a little bit because I feel like a lot of people either missed the point or just didn't watch the video. A lot of people in the comments were saying just add legendaries and ban them from PvP. The entire point of that forum post and what Rach said was that was nothing in regards to PvP. It was all regards into PVM and the storyline. But let's just focus on the PVM. Let's focus on raids, right? Let's really nail down and focus on if we wanted to add legendary Pokemon, like really strong uber ones. Obviously, we can have the Reggie trio, that's fine. But like adding Landorus T, right? Or something like I shouldn't have, whatever, I made a mistake. Like Latios or Latias, right? Let's focus on those examples, right? The reason why it wouldn't be healthy to add something like Landorus or these uber legendaries is because with raids, right, now they have to balance the content. Those Pokemon are not meant to be on the same level as normal Pokemon. They're much stronger objectively, right? So now they have to balance, nice fossils. Now they have to balance raids around those legendary content and make them and assume that people have them and make it much harder if we have access to those. And what that does is for people who don't have access to the legendaries, well, now they can't really do the raids. Now it makes it so content is too difficult for beginner players or intermediate players or players who are trying to jump into that activity. Or you do the other route of make it easy enough to where, oh, now the legendaries can just smash through them, right? When you have like normal Pokemon here and legendaries up here, you don't have an intersection, right? And obviously it's the case with Pokemon are already not built equal. There is some like separation, but the difference between like a Landorus T and like a Sizzle or a Dragonite is just crazy. Like, these are just really, really powerful Pokemon, right? Legendaries make it impossible to balance. People want raids. People want interesting, interesting, like mechanical, skill-based PVM content. Legendaries limit all of that. Legendaries take away so much skill expression. They take away so much planning. They just trivialize all PVM content moving forward, and it creates a massive, massive problem. Hopefully that explains it. If you still want legendaries in the game, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to advocate for them, but I hope you understand all the arguments. Something I've noticed recently is some people will say, oh, there's just no good reason why legendaries aren't added to the game. That's not true at all. This has been discussed to the moon and back. It's okay that if you understand all the arguments for both sides, you can understand both arguments and come to two different conclusions. Legendaries should be added because I think the fun aspect would outweigh the balance, or the balance or the other end, right? The balance outweighs the slight little fun or the casual players that might bring in, or the player base that would bring in, right? So you can come to two different conclusions very calmly, very nicely, very logically, based on the different pieces of information given your values. Never assume that because someone disagrees with you, there's just no good reason and there's no good argument. That is level 1 tier of argumentation. Oh my goodness, boys, we catch one GROTLE from the swarm. It's still Dap. It's honestly still Dap. This is wait, it's actually only missing one stat. I just realized the attack and special defense are also 25 plus, and it's Jolly. Wait, this GROTLE catch is actually insane. Wait, what? And it's 31 speed Jolly. Wait, this is actually like way crazier than I realized. This is actually insane. What if I just search like GROTLE, Jolly? Let's search like Turtwig and Torterra with these stats. 31 speed. Dude, this is actually worth money. What? Like pretty good. Let's lower these to like 20 and see what comes up. Nothing. I don't know how to price check this. Are you kidding me? How do I price check this? How do I this is actually crazy. Bro just set himself back another 15,000 encounters for a shiny. I feel true. I feel like all my luck goes into like PvP, catching Pokemon. Like, I'm very lucky in a lot of aspects in PokeMMO. Not so much shiny hunting overall, but I have my lucky moments. You know what? It could be worse. At least I'm not never lucky. I'm sometimes lucky. Man, I really don't know how to accurately price this GROTLE. I'm gonna throw it up for 150k and see if it sells. That might be under. It might be over. I genuinely. This is like. I'm sitting here like I need to price check my Geodudes to see how much I made. I haven't been stuck on a price check for this long in a long time. This is like there's so few comparisons on the GTL, which means there's so little supply, which usually means there's decent demand, which means it's like very, very difficult. Wasn't Plant 180k? Was Plant A group really that much for? Let me double check. Because if I could at least like sell an A group for more, then it's probably worth more than that. A group, Plant, Male, Jolly. It is 180k for the cheapest, but it's also 3 times 31 versus 2 times. Maybe I do go more then. It's so hard. One of the hardest price checks I've seen in a long time. It's so close to being so amazing, so good. I think 150k might be underpriced, but I'm okay with it. I caught it in the wild. I need the extra Pokeyen. I need the capital flow. And yeah, if someone wants to buy it to like flip me, that's fine. If someone wants to flip, get a breed for profit on it or get a flip on it, I'm honestly totally okay with that. I'd rather get the Pokeyen flowing. Let's head back into the PC and let's go see how much Pokeyen I actually made within 1 hour of doing Geodudes. So let's first search for how many Geodudes. It looks like we were able to catch 67 Geodudes within 1 hour. Kind of crazy to see. I'm going to take off all of the items. But before I do this, let me check how many Everstones I had and how many Hardstones. Okay, I'm doing a loop for 1 hour right now, testing Geodude and whether it's better to catch or just Frisk Thief. And I'm getting some pretty interesting results. Hopefully we'll do a video on that at some point, but I did make around 148k from the first hour, so we're adding that onto our, a lot of stuff is selling really quickly as well, so adding that onto like our daily profit, I guess, towards our challenge of 20 million Pokeyen. There is also an alpha Pokemon right now, so we're gonna go catch that alpha Pokemon, and then I'm gonna do a second hour testing just simply Frisk Thiefing that spot as opposed to catching all the Geodudes. We caught so many Geodudes, like 70 or so in that hour. It was kind of crazy. Let's go grab a Spinda. Let's go grab whatever catch Pokemon we can, and hopefully we get some. I think it is an Alpha Salamence, actually. It's an Alpha Salamence, right, chat? So this might be a pretty crazy. This might be a pretty good catch. We shall, we'll see. All right, fellas, it is time for the Shalfa check of a lifetime. Do we simply get the glowy green Salamence? No, that's okay. We still catch a nice Salamence and hopefully make some nice profits. Hopefully hopefully we don't die and have to come back and catch it. This can be a really frustrating battle. I'm gonna do like all the strats for this just to be try to make it as safe as possible. I live at 1 HP. Wait, I don't even have Focus Sash, I don't think. How did that happen? Wait, that's so lucky. I think I just used this turn to spam a Pokeball to lower its stats, honestly. Or I could Swagger. Yeah, I'm going to Swagger to essentially... It's going to lower its attack stat by 2 because of the contrary skill swap. And then also confuse it. Yeah, should be nice. Dude, this was literally one of the weirdest alpha catches I've ever had. Spinda, like, soloed it. Pretty decent IVs. 2 times 31. Oh, my Spinda did have Focus Sash. Oh, okay. I think? Huh. Okay. Salamence, 2 times 31. Attack and HP. That's pretty much it. Should sell for a decent bit. We'll see. We dig out of here. Can we fly out of here? I'm not even sure. We can fly. Okay, sick. Let's go list off. That Salamence, honestly, super quick and just see what it's going for. Here, so we caught a Sheldon as well, but I don't think it goes for that much. Salamence. We'll do 31 alpha. Cheapest. 50k is the cheapest. Wait, 70k is like, well, this one's been up for 18 days. We'll just go 50k. I'm fine with that. Easy 50k. Worth the time. Worth the catch. Easy peasy. We'll list this for like 5k. I saw it somewhere. Like base price, Shelgon, hidden ability can have some decent base price. All right. Let's now get back to... I wanted to Frisk Thief another hour of Jude. Let's get prepped for that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and collect this Pokemon while we're prepping to start the next hour. So let's see all this. That's an extra... Wait, that was 200k? That was more than I expected. Wait, that's sick. Wait, that's actually good. Okay, 200k Pog. That was way more yen than I expected collecting from the GTL. Wow. Alrighty, before we get back to fossils, I keep forgetting that I have this like Pokemon Halloween advent calendar, okay? And I've been opening it on stream, but I've only done one day so far. We got Mimikyu, okay? This is the first little treat, little toy, okay? So we're gonna do day number 2 for the meme. My wife bought it for me for like 2 years ago. Day number 2 is gonna be... It's Eevee with a little witch hat. This goes hard. A little moon on the side of the hat. Wish I could like have it focus a bit better. Say hello, Eevee. It's a good meme. You know what? Cute little treat. We'll take it. And my little army back here will eventually grow as more and more days pass. We open more of them on the advent calendar. We'll have little miniatures back there. Let's restart our timer. Head back to Judith. We're finishing our second hour of testing fossil farming, Frisk Thiefing at Judith. And the second hour, Frisk Thiefing does seem a lot better than the first via catching, but we'll have to see the final results. It'll be nice because this is a item based moneymaker, which is really nice to focus on right now as opposed to waiting for Pokemon to sell. I'm actually so glad you asked this question. If I have Effect Spore on my catching BRELOOM, can I use Ability Pill to change it to Poison Heal? Number 1, yes you can. And number 2, you should do that immediately. One of the saddest ways to lose a shiny in PokeMMO is by accidentally having a catching BRELOOM with Effect Spore instead of Poison Heal, and the shiny Pokemon attacking your BRELOOM, making contact, and then getting poisoned or burned or something and dying to it. That is like... one of the saddest ways. Like, not only is it like, oh, Poison Heal is better, it's like it is a detriment. Like, it is a negative to Shiny Hunt with Effect Spore because you might accidentally kill a Shiny through a super unfortunate sequence of RNG. Thank you guys so much for watching another fantastic PokeMMO stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. It means the world to me. Dislike if you didn't. You thought I was cringe. That's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow me on Twitch for streams Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord is down below if you want to join a really cool community. If you want to go above and beyond and support my content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo do help out a ton, as well as Factor. Factor is truly the best way to support my stream this month. Hopefully we can keep working on this road to 20 million Pokemon within 30 days. We're making some really good, nice pure yen up to almost 5 mil now. I will see you guys tomorrow with more progress. Tomorrow being Thursday. Peace, Reno, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy PokeMMO and just look for the positives in life. Peace, Reno, fellas. Hey, thanks so much for watching until the very end of the video. That really means the world to me, and it means even more worlds to me if you go above and beyond and support my content financially like all of these lovely people have done. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.